Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. I have a cat hair in my nose. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. It is moving my mouse down into my notification tray, 7:26 a.m. on Saturday, the 10th of November. Thumbs up. The inexorable march of time. In my pocket, I have a very, very silly little goose wiggling around. She's very cute, but of course she's been out of circulation for a couple days, so she's all sorts of mildly freaked out because now she's being picked up again. But she is a cutie. This is little Saber / Cream. Both names. She sneezes when I pick her up. I think it's a fear reaction. She's not doing it now, but she was earlier. She just makes this little sneezy, snorty sound. She is a cutie, and I'm going to put her back in her cage. She's got an anti-camera gyroscope. It's pretty powerful. But here we go. She is a cutie. Here we go, little one. Don't freak out. You're all right. And down you go. Okay, you're good. Bring the cage back over so it's dark. Cage. Bring the lid back over on the cage so it's dark. Yay! A very good thing. It is a brand new day, Saturday. Yesterday. You see, not all of life is terrible, depending. Now, one of my housemates has a terrible toothache and needs to have his tooth pulled, but can't right now because he doesn't have the money. But at the same time, the same place that turned him down that said, you know, you either pay us up front or we're not going to do it, and it's over $200 just to pull a tooth. Prices went up quite a bit. I went in yesterday and I got my dentures adjusted, and it didn't cost. And now the top plate fits like it's bolted in place, and it's just popped in. And the lower plate, it still moves around a bit, a little bit too much, but I don't have to glue it in again. It's not perfect, but really, really close. So definitely a good thing. I just have to occasionally to bring them back down, and I don't even have to get them glued in. Definitely a good thing. Now, they're not perfect in any way, shape, or form. The bottom one has a weird bend in it, so they don't meet perfect, but it's close enough for government work. Yay. One of the mild things I've been wanting to talk about, sort of wanting to talk about, is like game series and whether or not you should actually play earlier games in a series. Because I'm one of those people that if I buy, like, you know, let's say there's Civilization 6, the game Civilization 6. It just came out within the past couple of years. I remember 20 years ago when Civilization 1 first came out, and everybody was fascinated with that. Just in the early 90s, a friend of mine was super into it, and everybody was playing Civilization 1. And so I remember that. But now, you know, there's Civ 6 and all these things. The thing is, though, should you work your way up and play your way through a series to get to the latest one? I mean, I've got Civ 6. Let's say if I want to play Civ 6 and I have not yet played Civ 2 or Civ 3 or Civ 4 or Civ 5, should I work my way up through the series and then play Civ 6? Because it's a lot of money I spend on those games, and here I've not played them, and now I've got the latest one in the series. It's like, should I just ignore all those and just go with the latest one? Part of that has to do, though, with the reach of technology, what you can do with your current technology, and how you can overreach and where you achieve. A lot of these earlier software people shot for the stars. But with our tech, you could only graze the moon at your very highest. So some of these people made magic with the tech that we have. Some of these people shot for the stars, didn't even graze the moon, and oh my God, you can just see that stuff is horrible. So it's a differing thing. On the one hand, some person doing something with minor amounts of resources is awesome what they can do, and another person, it's like, boy, you really failed at even this, so what do you do? But it's like there's this game, Disciples. There's 3 in the series. There's Disciples 1, Disciples 2, Disciples 3. Many people feel that Disciples 2 was the best. Because the first game came out, they had all sorts of ideas, but their reach exceeded their grasp. Their grasp didn't go far enough. Their reach was too far. It's just a kind of a jumbled mess. Number 2 is where it all came together. And then number 3 is they had, like most series, you're caught, if you're the developer, between sticking with what you've already done or growing. And so they grew, but they grew away from the things that everybody enjoyed, and so number 3 is like no good. So do you play number 1 and not really enjoy it? Play number 2 and then play number 3 and then not enjoy that? Or you just decide, out of all the things that I bought it for this experience, and this experience they tried to do it with number 1 and they couldn't, they didn't have the tech. They tried to do it with number 3, but they grew too far. Just play number 2. Because that's what you were shooting for. The tech and the products weren't there yet, but then when they were, why play number 1? Why play number 3? Why not just stick with the one where it works? So there's the big catch between, do you want to see everything that brought up the history of the series, or do you just want to play the thing that has what you enjoy in it, and not the broken mechanics as they try to get to that stage? And there's no good answer for that. Because like with the Might and Magic series, it's a role-playing game series that's like 25 plus years old. And they had done 8 good games in the series, and then a 9th one came out, and it was a travesty. And then a 10th one came out fairly recently. And it's like, should you play the earlier ones in the series and before you play number 10? Because part of it is a overarching story. But after 25 years and multiple devs and publishers, there's not really going to be an overarching story anymore. So should you play the earlier ones when what you want is what is being given to you for the latest one? Well, in many ways, no, of course you shouldn't. The earlier games, fun as they are also from a time back when we were feeling and trying to determine what you could do with games and what was entertaining and what was fun and what people enjoyed. And so in many cases, there are not a ton of good game mechanics. You can see them in there and they can still be fun, but you've got to be prepared to take them in a historical perspective, because if you go back to them with a modern perspective, you can't even play them. I mean, now everything is simplified. I mean, most games you can play with 2 or 3 keys with your left hand, mouse on your right hand, and you go. But like the earlier Ultima games, that role-playing game series that was so intense back in its day, every single key on the keyboard did something. There's 26 plus different commands. You didn't control yourself with just 1 or 2 keys. Every single key on the keyboard did something. It's like a lot of modern roguelikes, where not only does every single key do something, but quite often that changes when you press the shift key, changes when you shift the control key, or changes when you shift the alt key. They don't just have 26 different commands that you have to memorize. They have somewhere, 72 different ones. And that's good. I mean, simple is fun, simple is nice. But when you simplify to widen your base and there's good and bad to that. It's nice to be able to bring people in so that they can enjoy your lore, your story, your game world. And it's fun. I mean, there's a lot of fun game worlds that you can engage your mind in and think about. And that's cool. That's a really, really good thing. There are some that are not so wonderful, but still. It makes me sad, the simplification of stuff, the oversimplification, the dilution of game worlds so that you can bring in more people. The Elder Scrolls series used to be, back in the time of Morrowind, it was deep, obtuse, hard to understand. The world was wild and woolly and magical. There were beings there that were thousands of years old, that had witnessed history and been part of this history that made up the world, and you could talk to them. And now, Skyrim is generic fantasy. There's no real Elder Scrolls in it. It just looks like generic fantasy land. And they use their lore now is just, it's uncertain narrator. The unreliable narrator. Everything you read in the game world is unreliable narrator. It's not, here we're describing the world. It's just, somebody wrote a book and they don't know what the world is like. Okay, just throw your history of your world away. Why? Now it's just another generic place. Same too for me with the Fallout series. Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 are kind of hard to get into from a modern perspective, but they're still good and fun. Depending on how you like to do things, you may or may not enjoy playing through them, and you probably should or should not, depending on how much you enjoy stuff like that. Again, they're trying to figure out how to do this stuff back then. So it's not simplified and overly obtuse and all that, but I like that sort of stuff. I mean, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 was deep. Fallout 3 was kind of okay. Fallout New Vegas was intense. Fallout 4 dropped all of that just to widen the base and dilute the story. And now Fallout 76, it's not even in the Fallout universe. No. Fallout 4 for me is the Fallout universe split, and now the real Fallout universe is no longer being dealt with. We're dealing with all of these alternates that just aren't any fun. But life is life. I mean, life is life. Life is life. And it is. But I don't know what to say. I mean, I like to play a lot of these earlier things. I love the game Arena. Came out in '94. Most people shouldn't play that one. I play it a lot. I play Daggerfall. A lot of people probably shouldn't play Daggerfall. Even people that love Daggerfall know the issues with Daggerfall. So, it all depends. Very wishy-washy this morning. I'm very tired though. I woke up semi-early. My gut hurts. I'm in a lot of pain. It's from my sleep mask. All sorts of air in my gut, and I went and ate a lot of pepperoni yesterday. Oops. My stomach and my intestines don't like that fatty meat. Ow. But what I'm going to do is I'm almost out of my pop-open cards. Now, somebody in the comments suggested you can make your own pop-open cards, and that's kind of true. I can make my own little cards. I don't need little things like this. And in fact, I tried to make my whiteboard here as kind of a pop-open card because I write something new on it each day. Not always wonderful. I mean, wonderful as in, I don't know how uplifting this one is. Life is harsh and painful. Be good to yourself. No one else will. I mean, it's true. There are people that will try to help, but on the whole, it's up to you because a lot of other people, I mean, the world is filled with wonderful people, but everyone just is trying to survive. Here we go. Pop open those perforations. Yes, Ashley, I go with this one as well. If you woke up this morning, it's time to celebrate. Yeah, actually, I say it is good to metabolize. It is good to be alive. It's good to be on this side of the atmosphere if you're from a culture that varies. If you're from a culture that doesn't, then that doesn't make any sense. Along with the 6 feet underground thing, it's good to be on this side of the ground. It is good to metabolize. A good way to put that one. And every day you wake up and metabolize from a purely physical basis is a good one. Because each day, no matter how horrible your situation, each day provides you with new possibilities. Each one of them could bring you up and out of the horror of your life if you live in horror. I mean, I'm not saying everybody's life is horror. I'm saying if your life is bad, no matter how bad it is, each day provides new possibilities. Those people in the concentration camps, 9 million people died there, and yet some people were rescued. They did not kill themselves, they just hung on. There's always hope, as long as you're alive. Thumbs up for that. Now I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go and mix up my format on another day. I promise. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people. It is arranged because even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, I have got fibro and depression, widower brain, post-acute withdrawal syndrome. Even after 18 years, I have never treated it. So, hey, what do you say? If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good comment, bad comment, indifferent comment. The fact is you left me a comment. Thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. So calling up my crew, I hope. Here we are. And we have Aurora Rollinson. Thumbs up and thank you very, very much. And Simon B. Greatly appreciated. Sad Boy Connor. Thank you very, very much. I hope. I cannot read any of the comments. So like I said earlier, good comment, bad comment, or indifferent comment. I have no idea. I literally can only barely read the names. My eyes are not focusing this morning. It looks like 18 Candy. Thank you very, very much. CJ McDaniel. Greatly appreciated. Daniel Galindo. Thumbs up and thank you. Dank Orange. Greatly appreciated. Hunter Marshall. Thumbs up and thank you. Cody G. Greatly appreciated. Mariana S. Thumbs up and thank you. Agent Wolf, greatly appreciated. I hope. Again, I have no idea what anyone's comments are. Work MC, thumbs up and thank you. Demir Huchik, I hope. Thumbs up and thank you. Draco Shet, S-H-E-H-T. I have no idea how it's pronounced, but thank you very, very much. And Brian Glenn, thumbs up and thank you. The Traveling Merchant, greatly appreciated. Palladian William, sorry about that. Jamie's Division, greatly appreciated. Mika Mach 5, always good to see you in the comments. And Dwight K. Schrute, thumbs up and thank you. T. Rhyme on the Beat and Cynthia Perna, greatly appreciated. Glorp Florp, I like the name. Hazard Bone, thumbs up and thank you. Queening, greatly appreciated. Chef J. Blue, thumbs up and thank you. Trevor Brewbreaker, greatly appreciated. Active Servo 12, thumbs up and thank you. Carolina, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Undercover Matin, undercover _ M-A-T-I-N. I sure hope I'm close. Thank you all so very, very much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with actual people. It is appreciated. I am getting better, but I am horribly, horribly depressed, and I've got all these physical issues. I am getting better. I'm never going to get to 100%. I mean, physical issues, fibromyalgia, my largely untreated depression, I can only get so far. I've got a long ways to go. So it's still a finish line way off in that direction. But I'm not saying that bad. I'm saying, being realistic, I'm never going to hit 100%. But anything is better than where I am now. Even if it's only 75%, that's greater than the 25 I am now. I haven't opened up anything, but if you wanted to check out my various things, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron, that would be greatly appreciated. I am riding on the ragged edge of disaster. The government's going to be taking out $250 out of my disability the next 3 months. If you could help, if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Now, if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes. I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated as well. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. I'm going to hopefully have a reaction video, hopefully have a game video for this channel. I finally had a game video for my game channel last night. Yay! Not that anyone ever watches my game channel. If you could check it out, that'd be cool. But You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, but I switched into overdrive for like the last 45 seconds of this video. Thank you very, very much for watching. It is appreciated to no end.